All right, Shalom. I want to start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rokoyer from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you with another impromptu lesson. The title of this lesson is You Look Tired, because I am. This is a video, a lesson slash spiritual rant, slash land back off of the lesson that the Elder Menata Zakba did recently, going into the Babylonian experience, and how it's played out. And I was listening to that video on my way home from the plantation this morning, and I stopped and got my hair cut, and me and my barber, we talk sometimes, about spiritual matters. And one of the first things he said to me, when I sat down was, you look tired, bro. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I am, for more reasons than you understand, And he was getting into, life here in America, life here in Babylon, the continual cycle, the continual rat race that we constantly run here in America, Babylon the Great, and how it's always something. It's always something here in America. It's always something, and this whole Babylonian experience is played out, like the Elder Manasseh Zakba went into. He played a video in the beginning of that lesson of a young Eve going into how America makes women whores, which is nothing but facts. Every woman here, I remember one of the brothers in the camp, Nahoya, the head brother of the camp, he brought out, a while back, how, modern day relationships are just domestic prostitution. It's just domestic prostitution. You're literally housing and dealing with whores every single day, because that's what type of culture and society that's pushed in this world. Because it's wicked. It's wickedness, man. And it's all played out, man. This whole experience is played out. I want to get this here in Micah 2. In verse 10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction." And America is far from our rest. When I say our, I'm speaking about you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native American Indians. All right, America is far from our rest. Okay, this is a temporary dwelling place, all right, for us to correct and amend our ways before the Lord brings forth ultimate deliverance, all right, before the Lord brings forth his kingdom. This place was meant for our correction. America is a huge correctional facility, a maximized prison, so to speak. We were placed here because of our disobedience, all right, and ultimately for us to reform and amend our ways, all right, so that the Heavenly Father would have mercy on us here in these latter days, man. That's why we're here. America's nothing else than that, all right, but it's put up such a mirage that people have fell in love with the way that this place is ran, and I was just thinking, man, because I think all the time about this society, and how, being privy to the Lord's counsel, everything here is off, from the way people think, from the way people conduct themselves, from the way people eat, from the way people speak, from the different cultures that are promoted, from the different relationship dynamics between not only man and woman, but the dynamic between parent and child, father and son, mother and daughter. Everything is out of whack here. Everything. And it's a product of wicked rulership. And that's why the Lord said again in Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And I had many points that I was thinking about before you cut the video on. It's always like that, it's always, you cut the video on and it's like, you can never fully recall everything that you was thinking about. You Akim know what I'm talking about. Those of you who make videos. But one thing I did want to touch on was that video that played in the beginning, because the relationship dynamic has been completely destroyed, and one of the foundations to a strong nation is a strong family. All right, family is important, but in this lifetime, in this society, in this rulership, or this empire, whatever you want to call it, all right, the family structure has been completely destroyed on all aspects for all nations, but chiefly for you Israelites. The family structure has been completely destroyed, starting with the men, which is by design, because the scriptures say this. This is Matthew, chapter 12, in verse 29. It says, or else, how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. All right, and that's exactly what the devil has done. All right, in order to conquer the Israelite family, in order to conquer the Israelite, us as a nation in general, all right, he attacked the family structure. He attacked the family dynamic. First, by taking the fathers out of the household, by eliminating, that strong father figure, and placing himself in that stead as that guide, as that leader. He bound the strong man through many different systems. All right, child support. You get into the different government benefits, Section 8, and so on and so forth. All right, these different systems were set in place to bind the strong man so that he can overtake the household. And this is something that our people have went through for generations and lifetimes. And they're tired, man. Speaking for the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, first and foremost, we're tired. And our whole nation in general is tired. And it said in Daniel, right? This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. All right, and the saints of the Lord are being worn out, man, by this day-to-day life, by this day-to-day Babylonian experience. We're being worn out. We're constantly vexed by the filthy conversation of the wicked. We're constantly subject to behold wickedness on a mass scale. Constantly subject to witness the disrespect of the Lord, our King. Our customs, our people, ourselves. The shit is tiring, man. And we are tired. And if you're not tired of this place, you're a part of the problem that the Lord is coming to cut off, quite frankly. You are a part of the problem the Lord is coming to cut off. Because life as it is, man, life as it is, the way the Lord laid it out is simple. When you go through the laws, the statutes, and commandments, and you really sit down and you think about what the Lord laid before us, it was a very simple way of life. A very simple but effective way of life. And complex and really advanced way of life in a very simple form. And we forsook that for the mirage of complexity, the mirage of, the Babylonian experience, man. But we are tired, man. You know, for the Saints and for the whole nation. And that's why Jake crash out now. Because they tired as fuck. You wonder why Jake be lazy at the job and Jake be tired. Really, it's a spiritual matter. You know, a lot of these Jakes are tired. They just, because they've been fighting the wrong battle their whole life. You know, two, they don't know they don't even know they're in a battle. You know, they're just getting beat the hell up. And three, the Lord just didn't give it to her. The Lord just didn't give it to him. You know? And Jake is tired. You know? But the Lord has placed a special spirit upon a remnant of his people. You know, Lord willing, we be able to elect to push past that tiredness. All right, to achieve the end of this mission. You know, to push past tiredness and to continue to preach the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, continue to herald in the Lord's second coming, and continue to do the work and the will of the Lord. All right, yes, although we are tired, we keep pushing because this is what we were born to do, and we don't succumb to that tiredness, man. We don't succumb to that tiredness. We adapt. You know, we continue to persevere. You know? Hey, the Lord constantly keeps us awake through prophecy. Everything that's happening around the world, you know, you got to keep your eyes wide open, man. You got to stay awake. You got to stay on point because the Lord is moving swiftly. To the world and to some Israelites, it may seem otherwise, but the Lord is moving swiftly, man. And he's moving swiftly on the behalf of his elect. I said this, you know, a while back, but I really mean it. You know, you know, through the Spirit, it feels like the Lord is closer than he's ever been. It feels like the Lord is closer than he's ever been, man. You know? And we can see it, feel it. We can see it, though, through prophecy. You know, everything that's happening today wasn't happening 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Everything is now starting to be unfolded, and Esau is starting to be exposed on a larger scale because the Lord is moving swiftly. Because his saints are tired, man. His saints are vexed. You know, but like it says in 1 Peter, right? The Lord knows how to save his saints out of that vexation. This is 2 Peter chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 6. It reads, "And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with the overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. And delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished." All right, and the Lord, he knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations, man. The ones that we constantly face, spiritually, physically, mentally. All right, the day-to-day vexation we go through here in America, Babylon the Great. The Lord knows how to deliver, just like he did our forefathers, and it's nothing new. And that's like one of the biggest lessons that the Lord is teaching us, man. Like, for real though. That's one of the biggest lessons that the Lord is teaching us, is that it's no different from our forefathers. The Lord is always going to show up. He's always going to show up. That trust just has to be there, man. That submission just has to be there. Because he's always going to show up. You just got to trust it. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. The Lord knows what he's doing. The Lord knows that his saints are tired. That's why he gives us those boosters. He gives us faith boosters every day, mental boosters, spiritual boosters every day, whether it comes from the form of praying, reading, fasting, watching a brother's video. The Lord constantly gives us a boost. Because ultimately, we ain't on a down and out. Ultimately, we're on the up and up. We in the best case as far as, positioning in this world, being of the hopefully elect. We in the best case scenario. We understand the will of the Lord. We have the counsel of the Lord to rely on. We understand and comprehend prophecy. We understand and comprehend the names of the Lord and who we are and who our enemies are. We have the answers as to why these things are happening, who's bringing it, what's going on, how we're getting out of here, Lord willing, with the elect. Man, we in the best case scenario. The Lord knows what he's doing. The Lord knows that we tired, and we are tired. His what do they call that? His analysis was right. His analysis was right, man. The Babylonian experience is played out and it's tiring. It's vexing. To see and to witness and to experience everything that we experience and witness on a daily basis is tiring and it's vexing. But the Lord allows us and places the Spirit upon us to push through that, because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to. And the Lord called us to do it. Lord willing, with the elect. I believe so. Otherwise, why would we receive the call? But with that being said, that's all I had. I really have a lot more to say. A lot more to say regarding the Babylonian experience, especially when it comes to, child support, when it comes to relationships. Even though I don't have children myself, I've seen and had family members, who have went through the experience. And I've seen how destructive it is. I've seen how destructive the system can be, to Israelite men, especially one without the truth. I've seen how this Babylonian experience can shift and destroy souls. And it's a lot really to get into. It's a lot. You can get into the educational system. We can get into the relationship dynamics here. We can get into, the understanding of the Lord, the lack of the understanding of the Lord here. We can get into, the food, the diet, the mental process, and we can get into the lack of morality. The over-sexualization of the society. The degradation of kids and children. We can get into it all, man. We can get into all that. But hey, that's for another video, Lord willing. Lord, this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rokakwadash, and up honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Shalom. Stay up. And shalom to your Akim on the comment board. Shalom. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rokakwadash, Barakatham. Shalom.